So, good morning, or good evening, or good afternoon to whoever is watching. You're in for quite a treat. So this is Kelly, and this is Brad from
Hi.
Cooper-Siegel. Hi, Cooper-Siegel Library, and we thought it would be fun just to have like a very quick chat about what each of us were reading and listening to and watching, because we're the librarians, and I know everyone turns to us to find out what to read and watch.
Everybody.
Yeah,
I
but
got a
we are the
question
go-to
from
people.
Brad Pitt the other day. He was like, dude, what are you
Nice.
reading?
Did you see his Anthony Fauci bit on
Yeah,
SNL?
yeah, I did see it. It was hilarious.
It was really good. And I have to say, in the last minute when he took off his wig, I
Yeah.
teared up. It was very moving.
Oh, really? I don't know
Yeah.
if I saw the whole thing.
Oh,
I
you
think I
should
just
watch the
saw.
whole thing because he takes off his wig and then he addresses the audience as him in a really compassionate way. It was really cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I missed the serious part, I
You missed
guess.
this. Yeah, that's the least important part, I guess. So
Well, he had said that he wanted to have Brad Pitt play him in a
that's what
movie.
I read.
Yeah, which
I
I
did
thought was
not know that,
funny.
and then it happened. I guess Brad and him are buddies now.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool.
All it takes is a pandemic and you could be friends with celebrities.
Is it worth it? Probably
I
not.
don't know.
Okay,
Probably.
so we can just go back and forth if you want to talk about one type of media, and then we can chat, and then I can talk about one if you want to do that.
Sure. Do you want to start with books?
Anything you want to start with?
All right. Well, I'll start with the book I'm reading.
Okay.
It's called Killers of the Flower Moon.
We have heard of that. That is a
Yeah.
popular nonfiction book.
Yeah, I've heard it's good, so I started reading it. I don't know. I've been reading it. I don't know. It's kind of slow. I'm having
Yeah.
trouble getting into it.
Do you think that's so? This is something I'm struggling with as well. Do you think that's the book, or do you think it's really the weird time we're in?
That's a good question. I would say I'm it might just be like the ebook thing. I'm not a huge
Mhm.
fan of reading stuff on my iPad, but
Really?
I don't know. I think it's just because I don't know. This one hasn't I figured out how to make it better for me,
Hmm.
blacking it out and having the white letters instead of the black
Oh
letters for some
yeah.
reason.
Okay. That
So I
makes it
mean,
better.
it could be the time. I was I don't know where the book's going. I don't know if I'm as interested in it as I thought I would be.
Yeah.
But
So it might be.
it's entertaining though. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's. Do you know what it's about?
I do. I've heard it's really gripping and good, but I haven't
Yeah,
read
maybe I just haven't gotten. I've only
to that
started
point. You haven't gotten
it
to the
was
gripping
gripping, but
part.
then it got into some stuff about the FBI and
Right.
kind of got away from the Native American part, which I
Hmm.
thought was more interesting. So I think I'll just have to get through that.
Yeah. I
I
wonder
know
if
it's
they go back.
about both of those things, but
Right.
yeah. But
Well,
it was crazy. It's something I've never known anything about.
yeah, I
So
think that's why people were really digging it.
yeah.
So that's a good one to check out. Even if it slightly bores Brad at this point, it sounds like it will
Well, it's
hopefully
not
pick up.
boring me. It's just that I don't
Getting through it.
know if it's meeting what I thought.
Yeah, I
But
I understand that.
it could just be the time though. I mean, it's there's all kinds of stuff going that I'm
Yeah,
trying to do. So it's
my concentration level has shifted. It's not gone, but I feel like it's changed.
yeah.
So, but I'm reading a really gripping book right now called, and I think everyone knows of this book. It's called Maybe You Should Talk to Someone by Lori Gottlieb. Do you know that one?
Yeah, I do.
And it's she's a therapist and she goes to therapy, so it's
Right.
really interesting. It's her experience on the other end of therapy, and then she talks about some of her patients who I'm sure are not their real names, and she's
Yeah. Let's hope not.
hopefully, yeah, prevented some of the privacy issues. But it's really good. She said some really good things, the one thing that's sticking with me, and I've heard this before but not in these words, is that you marry your unfinished business.
Whoa.
Rough. And I
That's
definitely did.
oh, okay. So
I
that
did. Yeah. I married a
huh.
withholding, neglectful man, just like my father.
Wow.
So anyway, it's a good
No,
one.
I mean I've heard similar.
Yeah. I think that's a common piece of knowledge that we all know.
That's
Okay, so what are you watching?
oh wow. So currently I feel like I'm watching a million things.
Yeah, I was
But
gonna say me too.
well, currently I went back and we watched the first 2 seasons of Killing Eve,
Ooh.
and I really that was something that I wasn't sure about at
Mm-hmm.
all. Like I had just seen like commercials for it,
Right.
and so we decided to watch it, and I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I had no idea what it was. It was one of those things where it's like you heard and seen, but you don't really have any idea what.
Right. It's like mysterious and
Yeah, so it
yeah.
kind of like, I mean, especially like Villanelle, like that character is
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
It's like I
I've
kind of love
she's
her, but I also
she's
kind
one
of
of
hate
my
her.
favorite characters that I've ever seen. And I think that actor is amazing. Jodie, can't remember her last name, but
It's like
Jodie
Comer or
Comer.
something. Yeah,
Comer. Yeah, she's
which I've never even heard of her.
no, I hadn't either. Yeah, it's a really, really good show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so like we watched the first 2 seasons, and now we're kind of like catching it. Like we're watching the third, but it's like that where you binge something, and now it's like you have to wait a week to watch
Oh,
it
right,
again,
right. Because it's
and it's
currently,
disheartening.
yeah.
So I'm just
I
like, I
know
just
that's
want to
not the
keep watching
same.
this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, I really like it. It's kind of like in like I didn't realize it was like spy stuff. Like I'm kind of into that
Right.
because I was like, well, I was also watching Homeland, which that was the final episode. Was
Yeah, I've heard. I have not watched that. I've heard that's really
yeah,
good. Yeah.
it is, yeah, but it's like it kind of took a turn as because like the first 3 seasons,
Mm-hmm.
it's like about her and this guy, like the Marine who like who was turned to like
Okay.
be a terrorist. Then, well, I don't want to give stuff away, but
Because then it changes
it's
direction.
like, yeah, well, it's like he dies. So, I mean, everybody has to know that. It was like 6 years
I
ago.
didn't
So,
know that.
oh, sorry.
Thanks a
No.
lot. Well, I'm not going to watch that show.
Yeah, you said you'd never watched it. So. But he but it like kind of because I was like, oh, so what's it going to be about now? But it kind of redeemed itself. It was
Yeah.
more about like the woman, I guess, than him, or just
Uh-huh.
became about that.
Yeah.
Carrie, uh, with Claire
I've been
Danes.
I've been watching a lot of old school stuff, so I don't know if anyone's going to be terribly interested, but I've been rewatching old 30 something episodes.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that is
that's
something
going
I
back.
gotta say. I remember my parents watching that when I
Oh, I
was a
know.
kid.
I was obsessed with it in high school. I mean, it's very curious to like have fallen in love with a show about people who are 15 plus years older than me.
Yeah, right.
Watching it now where I'm 15 plus years older than them. And
Yeah,
so it's very curious. It's still a really good show. It was groundbreaking in a lot of ways. And
really.
yeah, it's emotional and the same like some of the same people that were involved in it are involved in This Is Us, the show that had
Oh, no
yeah,
way.
so like Ken Olin, who's the main character, and Peter Horton, and some of the people are are showrunners on This Is Us. So I think it's like This Is Us is like the 21st century to answer to 30 something. I think.
Huh.
Yeah,
I've never watched.
I have never watched it either, but I have heard it's good. So.
Oh, This Is Us. Yeah.
Yeah. What about movies?
Uh oh, let's try to think. I did watch the newest Godzilla movie,
Oh, I didn't even know
uh,
there was a new one.
King of Monsters. Yeah. I like Godzilla movies,
Yeah.
so I actually found it really. I thought it was good. And 11 from Stranger Things. Sorry if I don't remember her real
Uh,
name is in it, so that's cool.
what is her name?
It's like
Bill,
Bobby. It's like
it's like it's the same as
Billy Bobby Brown. Thank you.
yeah.
Billy Bobby Brown.
Hi,
Yeah, I knew it
Tara.
was like. I was like, she's named after like Bobby Brown. So
That's right. I was like, she's
I
named
was
after
no
an
idea.
artist from the 90s
Yeah, it was
or
her parents'
80s.
prerogative. So,
Right. And he was in New Edition.
yes, that's
So
one of Tara's favorite bands. So
Candy
I
Girl.
know the evolution of Bobby
Oh
Brown.
wow. That's a
Yeah,
little known
yeah,
interesting
yeah.
fact about you. um I've watched a few good movies. The best one I've seen during this kind of quarantine is Jojo Rabbit.
Huh.
Whoa. So
Yeah?
do you know that about that movie?
No, I
So
don't.
it was up for Best Picture. It's about a
Okay.
little boy in Nazi Germany who's has like a pretend friend who's Hitler.
Oh, oh,
And it's like it's an interesting premise.
yeah.
It's what is his name? The guy who's he's from New Zealand, the guy who directed it and wrote it and everything. Um,
The Lord of
Taika,
the Rings guy?
no, it's
Oh,
Taika Waititi. Is that his name?
I feel like I know that name.
Yeah, he's done some other good stuff. But anyway, I expected this, dark comedy,
Yeah.
obviously. It's really, really funny and it's dark, but it's also incredibly moving. Oh, it was so
Huh.
moving.
Okay.
I bought it. It was that good, which I never do.
Oh wow. What
Yeah, and I
did you just watch it like rent it
yeah, I
or
just rented it on iTunes and
yeah.
I watched it again the next morning.
Okay.
And Scarlett Johansson's in it. She's amazing.
Oh. I did see
And
I didn't even know
how did you
that.
miss this movie, Brad? You have to go look for it. So
Okay. I'm
yeah,
more like
so
I tend to prefer shows for some reason lately, like
yeah.
on Netflix and so I'm
Yeah, I
like
haven't watched that many movies. I've watched much more shows.
yeah.
Yeah.
We watched some like British crime shows lately.
Oh.
Like they're like the Harlan Coben shows. You know that
Oh yeah,
author,
yeah.
right?
I watched The Stranger.
Yes, that's what we watched. That was
That
pretty
was
good.
really good.
Yeah, that was like they always have like a crazy twist.
Yeah, I liked that one.
And then we watched this other one called The Five, which wasn't
Oh,
as good as The Stranger, but
okay.
it
But
has
still good.
I don't know if you've ever watched Handmaid's Tale.
I haven't yet. I need to do
Okay.
that.
Well, the like her husband in that is like the guy in this. Apparently, he's British, which I didn't
Okay.
know, but it was pretty interesting. It's just like you never see. I mean, at least I never see what's
You never see it
coming.
coming.
So
Yeah, I
like
never
that's
do.
interesting to me because I just like, well, I'm just gonna hang on,
Yeah.
even though if I'm like, I don't know, and then it's like something crazy is gonna happen eventually.
Hmm.
So, but I
His
really did
books,
like The Stranger.
yeah, his books are really popular. People love them.
Yeah,
I've
that's what
read
I
a
was thinking, and I
few.
was just like, I've never
Yeah.
read. Is he from England?
That's a good question. I didn't get the sense that he was British, but
No.
I've only read like maybe two of his books and I liked them. They were, thriller page turners, but
Yeah,
I didn't get a British sense from him, so I don't know.
that's what I mean either. That's why I was
Maybe it's
wondering.
because the BBC has taken it on and that's why they're
Yeah.
British. No idea.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, I
Yeah,
guess you can like whatever make something British that's American.
right.
Just like
Um, well, lastly, I have a dilemma,
okay,
a TV show dilemma. So I have on Amazon Prime, I've been watching like for the last few months, not just in this crisis. I've been watching Murder She Wrote.
oh no way,
Yeah, and it's like
another one of my mom's favorites.
I really am 40 years older than myself. Um,
She's
it's
still alive, right? Which
she
is like
is. She's like
my.
90 something.
I thought she was 90 then.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know how she's still alive. I love her. Um, so I've been watching it's so bad and it's so like completely not emotional or moving or funny. It's just like in this very
Yeah.
little spot. And it's just like the soothing balm. And so
Yeah.
I've been obviously during this time I've needed a little soothing balm, as we all have, and they took it off of Amazon.
What?
They took it off, and I texted a friend.
Shame.
I was mortified because I was like, now what am I going to do? And her first response was, she's like, this is probably what Amazon said. Well, we only have one person in Pittsburgh watching it, so we should probably not keep it on.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's fair.
You're
But
like the one person that's like when we read a book. It's
yeah,
like, oh, I
exactly.
like that
I
book. But it's
like
like
that
you're the
book.
only person who reads it.
Right. It's really a bad show. It's amazing. It
Huh.
was on so long and it won awards and everything, but
Well, honestly, like television has come a long way.
yes, it really has.
I feel
But
like it's
maybe that was
switched to
good.
where like television is more of the serious medium now, whereas
Yeah,
movies are just like
I think you're right.
stuff blowing up and people running around. Mostly.
Yeah,
I mean, of course, like that's not true, but
yeah. But
so anything
Dana,
like
our bookkeeper, bought me the DVD of season 1 of Murder She Wrote.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was
How many
amazing.
seasons was it on? It was on
It
for a
was
long
like
time, right?
8 or something.
Wow.
It's a pretty, yeah, extensive show, but it's
So what do you like
as
about it? Just that it's like easy to watch?
I guess it is. Yeah, it's just easy to watch. It's like very non-offensive, like not
Right.
funny, not moving, not anything. It's just like this. It's like eating oatmeal or something. It's
Yeah, a lot of
soothing.
shows I
And
go back
boring.
and watch don't work out
Yeah, it's true.
anymore that I
Some
loved when I
don't
was
age
like a
well.
kid or something.
Yeah.
Anything
Well,
that was bad that you watched?
anything that was bad that I've watched.
I gotta
Well,
say, like,
I've tried to replace Murder She Wrote with some things. I tried watching Magnum PI.
Yeah, that doesn't. It doesn't.
Didn't age well.
Honestly, the best character in that show is his car.
The
The car's
car
awesome.
didn't get enough screen time.
The car and like the British guy he lives
Oh
with.
yeah,
Like
he's like his assistant or whatever it is.
yeah.
Um, and I tried watching Cagney and Lacey. Didn't
Oh
love
yeah,
that
I remember
either.
that too.
What I really think the perfect show to replace for me
Yeah.
Murder She Wrote is Heart to Heart, but I can't find it anywhere. Remember that
Wow.
one?
I've been watching like old Law and Orders. There's this one
Oh,
channel we have, like from
yeah.
like the early '90s, before even like they had other characters on there. Before
Wow.
like even what's his name, Sam Waterston.
Yeah.
There was some
That
other
show,
guy who was terrible. Like I know why they fired him,
because he was
but it's
bad.
just like it's weird.
That's been a long
That's my soothing show. I
running
know that
show.
sounds weird, but
No, I get it. That makes sense.
it's like I can half watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for this session. I
Okay.
think we're going to try to do this maybe once a week and
Okay.
see what kind of action we get.
I'm wondering
Um,
if anybody will like comment on this. I would like if
yeah.
anybody watches it and has any comments on the new Westworld season, I would like to know
You'd like to? I've never
what you
watched
think.
that. Nice.
Here's the thing, the first season is really good,
Yeah.
and the next two seasons, it's kind of going downhill. I don't know
Oh,
where it's
that's too
going.
bad.
What
It's
do you
like they
think?
start off strong and then they.
Well, there was a movie like back in the '70s that it was based on. I remember watching the movie
Oh.
as a kid, like
Yeah.
a videotape, and it scared the crap out of me.
Oh, interesting.
And so I was like, oh, I really want to watch the show. And the first show had that like same creepy feeling,
Uh-huh.
but now
But
it's just like
it's a little
robots
weird.
gone wild, basically.
Meet people like that, maybe. That's on
I don't know.
HBO, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, I think we'll post this on our website, or on
Sorry, can you
YouTube.
cut out me drinking water? I'm really
No,
dry.
that's what's happening.
Okay.
We're real. This is raw and real. It's us. This is my
Wow.
study.
Yeah, it's really, you look like you're in like when they do like Today Show from home. Like,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Yes, well, this is my like command center for
Study.
the
You
crisis.
should definitely like film on the other side so we can see the titles of your
Oh, I know. I
books.
have them because then when you walk in the room, then you see them and
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, so we'll post this maybe on YouTube. I have no idea where it'll be, but thanks for watching.
And we'll have a link on our website. Don't forget.
Yeah, and we'll see you next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.